We're speaking with Gary Best and Peter McMahon from the real estate team at Clayton Utes. We're looking in particular about the funding landscape for commercial development in Australia, the harmonisation of property laws across the country, and the appetite for foreign investment into Australia. Gary, if I could just start with you. Of course, the GFC resulted in numerous lenders exiting the commercial property market. For those lenders that do remain managing their loan portfolios, what are you seeing on the ground?
I think lenders are still very risk averse. I think they're choosing their borrowers carefully. So some people can get money, other people can't get money. There's still a pricing issue of how much debt will cost. And there's still the issue that lots of banks still have loans in there that they've been careful not to flood the market with, but they're not getting any better. So the time is coming closer where banks will actually start to say, we need to offload these loans off our books, and that's going to mean that into the market will flow some possibly good buying opportunities, but there will be increasing supply of product that will need to find buyers to soak them up.
Gary, in terms of new lending, in particular for large commercial development, how is the activity and how are funds typically being sourced for large commercial projects?
I think the larger development sector is improving. It's still pretty conservative and pretty quiet, but there are signs of life. So even if you turn over the AFR, you'll see more articles. There are some of the larger players who are saying we need to get back into this sector and become more active. And if you look around, there are the signs of increased activity. So you've got One Bligh Street just finishing our new offices. You've got Grocon and its partners involved in 161 Castlereagh Street. You've of course got people pretty interested in Barangaroo, and there are a number of other projects that are out there. So Mirvac and 8 Chifley and Green Square. So I think there's a bit of life. It's not easy to get debt for those projects, but it is possible, and people are sourcing money through investment arrangements. Overseas super funds and pension funds are coming in, and people are looking to different fields to provide the funding, some of which needs to be found from sources other than traditional debt providers.
And Peter, just turning to the patchwork of state-based laws governing real estate across this country, are we making any progress towards harmonising those laws?
David, you're correct. It is a patchwork. They do need to be harmonised. We are making progress. Clayton Utes and the Property Council of Australia and the various peak bodies are working towards that harmonisation through the Property Law Reform Alliance, of which I'm a previous chairman. We have very positive responses from Attorneys General around Australia and other key people. We've drafted model legislation, and now we need to go to the next stage. The benefits when we achieve this will be enormous time and cost saving to those involved in property in Australia.
So you spoke about the cost savings and efficiencies, but will that actually unlock value in the real estate sector?
Considerable value, yeah. It is very important to achieve this, and the value to be unlocked will be substantial.
And just finally, in terms of foreign investment, Gary spoke about foreign sources of funding, but in terms of investment into real estate by foreign interests, what's the appetite like for Australian real estate?
David, I'm in Asia on a regular basis, and I'm seeing a lot of interest in Australian real estate. Sovereign wealth funds and a number of Asian companies are very interested in our property projects. Of course, at the moment, the Australian dollar is at a historical high, and that is suppressing some interest, but the appetite from Asian companies and sovereign wealth funds will increase over time because it's recognised our political climate is safe, sound and stable. We have some excellent developers and some fabulous projects, and there will be great opportunities in the future.
Gary, Peter, thank you again.
Thanks, David.